Good afternoon. My name is Cole Carter, and today I will uh, discuss annual reporting and filing. So let's begin with what is annual reporting and filing. Well, it's sometimes called a statement of information. This annual report usually summarizes or lists assessment of the business financial trend, basically how the business has performed throughout the year. It also discusses the strengths and weakness of a company, and basically give the company an idea of what they need to work on and what is working for the company. So you may ask, should you file a report or file? Well, an individual needs to be familiar with their state requirements about annual reporting and filing first, because most states do not require an annual report. And this is in efforts to improve their state's business climate at the time. Whereas other states, they do require annual reporting and filing. And they do this because this offers an opportunity to see exactly what the business is doing, as well as to determine if the business is still operating and following all policies and procedures. The credibility of annual report, well, the good thing is this annual report will allow companies to obtain credit or borrow money if they need it. So it's very important that the company maintain an accurate report, and this can definitely earn a positive or negative credibility. The annual report usually contains five major sections: the corporate profile, management commentary, corporate governance, statutory reports, and financial statements. The annual report, they all share similarities in the introduction section. You will usually see a mission statement, purpose, and short company history. You will also at times see a personal message from the CEO or board of directors, and it will basically highlight or discuss the company's goals, achievement, marketing strategies, revenues, and even market conditions. So this is some good information to if you really want to know about that particular company or your company as a whole. So, should you file a report and or filing? Well, again, every individual needs to be familiar with their state requirements. But in North Carolina, it North Carolina requires individuals to file. They can either file online at the Secretary of State website, or they can download a form that has already inputted key information from the Secretary of State website. You are not allowed to download a blank form. Okay. This form will basically consist of a brief statement of the nature of the business, the name of your registered agent, the street address, and information about your principal office and company officials. Now, if you decide to mail your information in, it needs to be sent directly to the North Carolina Department of Revenue. Now, this information is for North Carolina. Okay. Now, you may ask, how often should annual reports be filed? Well, again, you need to make sure that you know the requirements of your state, because the time period between reports, it varies depending upon what state you live in. For example, in North Carolina, the annual report must be filed annually. So you also want to check filing dates, so you will not miss the deadline. Each state determines its own filing deadline for the statement of information. Some states requirements have a uniform date. Some of them have an anniversary date, which you can file on the first or last day of the anniversary month. And some states have a range of dates where you can file on different months or different days of the month. So again, check the requirements of your state. So in North Carolina, one must file their statement of information by April 15th. If it's a new LLC, it only needs to be filed the first year after the business is created. So you want to make sure that you factor in the cost before you file an annual report. Again, filing fees, if any at all, it would depend on your state. So become familiar with your state's requirements. Most states give online options in order to reduce paperwork and mailing costs. Sometimes there's just a nominal fee of $10, and some may charge hundreds of dollars to file. So again, be familiar with your state's requirement. So for example, in North Carolina, the filing is $200. Okay. So you may ask, are there any consequences if you fail to file? Well, yes. The governing authority, they may involuntarily or administratively dissolve your LLC if you fail to timely file your statement of information. So yes. There may also be outstanding fees or taxes that are owed, plus any late penalty fees they could tag on to. So we want to make sure you know your state's requirements and follow the information that's required to keep your LLC. So where and how do I file an annual report? Well, if you go to this particular website, State of Secretary of State, North Carolina, and you will see, you will see the Department of Secretary of State. On the website, you will notice that you could file online, annual online report. It has the instructions. It will also answer any questions that you have. And it also have, if you click on this link,
welcome to the
it has a step-by-step
online
video,
tutorial for filing
a
business
tutorial.
corporation annual report.
Okay.
Business corporations can file the annual report directly with the North Carolina Secretary of State.
Okay.
The benefits
So,
include direct filing with one
what we're going to
agency.
do next is
Your
we're going to
company's
continue to
information
talk
is
about the we're going to continue to talk about the audience. Consider your audience. The audience will play a key factor in determining what items of the report will really be looked at. For example, a public company will include the shareholders, creditors, and government officials, and they would be more interested in the numbers. They will analyze and assess more financial items in their report. On the other hand, you will have a private or non-profit company, which focuses more on information that attracts the general public. Okay, so the financial section of the annual report will also include current and historical information, which will include summary of the stock prices and research information, income statements and balance sheets and cash. It'll also include flow statements. So, in addition, this section of the report will highlight any grants or donations received along with the names of the institution. So, again, this particular audience, they will love to look at the numbers, a lot of financial statements to see where the money is going and how the money is used. And then you have, like I said, nonprofit organizations that really focus on goodwill, and they will focus on the priorities of the company or foundation. You will most likely see more photos, and they would persuade the community that this type of activity is very important and positive to the community and to the people. Okay, so again, this will conclude our discussion of annual reporting. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go to this website, the state of Secretary of North Carolina, and it will give you, it will update you on any information that you may need. Thank you and have a good day.